You want to become an entrepreneur in the service or creative industries. As someone who's been doing that now for the better part of half a decade, I'm here to share what I've learned in the process because I think it's the most socially responsible thing to do. So, as I said, I've been in the creative industries slash service industry for the better part of half a decade, about 6 years, going on 7 years now. And, obviously, I didn't get into entrepreneurship as a part of the fad, but rather I got into entrepreneurship part of necessity and understanding, the economic climate and having the foresight to be able to foresee that perhaps at some point the economy will go through a downturn as it has previously, in 2008 and before that, the Great Depression, and having the foresight to be able to recognize that, okay, these things happen, and they're happening with more frequency. So I sort of needed to secure myself. But in the time that I've been an entrepreneur, I've faced some challenges that I'm hoping to share with you if you're looking to embark on that journey. So, one of the big things that we don't really talk about in entrepreneurship is the uncertainty that you live with every day. Obviously, every day is different, and you sort of have to lead by faith because there are no guarantees. It's not like a 9 to 5. When I walked out of the 9 to 5 and into entrepreneurship, I left the fixed income, predictable income for uncertainty. And one of the big things, big challenges was, okay, cool, you started a business. Now the next step is, great, now that you've started the business, obviously your income doesn't match the same income that you had when you were 9 to 5ing. That's the first challenge. The second challenge is, obviously you have fixed expenses, but your income is variable, so it changes from month to month. Sometimes you have good months, sometimes you have bad months, but your expenses remain the same. So one of the big things to be mindful of, especially if you're looking to come into entrepreneurship, is that it's going to take a lot out of you in terms of your mental health and your physical health. If you're someone that has high levels of self-doubt or confidence issues, then perhaps this is not for you, because it will put you through your paces mentally, emotionally, physically. Because obviously, as I'm saying, that you have uncapped earning potential, but you have fluctuating income, generally fixed and growing expenses, which means that from month to month you don't know how much you're going to make, but you do know how much you're going to need to pay out to suppliers, subscriptions, etc. So that stress of having to wake up every day and trying to figure out, okay, what's the next move? We need to cover our expenses. We need to, you know what I mean? And the next thing is the fact that if you're starting a business from the jump, you're not going to be able to get financing, especially if you don't have either an income through a job or something like that, or you don't have a track record of income for your business, because the way that you get financing through your business is very different than the way that you get financing through a job or a 9 to 5. So obviously, in order to get financing, you need to have your financial records in order, and your income is averaged out over a year is the best way to do it, really. But you need to have proper accounting for that and ensure that your books are well kept so that you can get the financing that you need. And in the beginning, the reality is that you're not going to be able to take a salary because your business is probably not going to be making enough money to support you and its growth. So in the early stages, the biggest thing to prioritize is the growth of the business, and focus on that solely. I mean, if you have living expenses, you need to sort of find other ways to, or get creative about it. If you're couch surfing, then couch surf, while you're building your business. But the best advice is not to take a lot of money out of your business. And the takeaways from it is, you have to have mental fortitude, and you have to have a great deal of self-belief and faith, because it's going to challenge you. All right. So that was my take on entrepreneurship. I wish you guys all the best on your journey. Take care.